Alright, I'm just waiting for my oil to get changed in my truck, and I thought maybe this would be a good time to talk about rapturing, what my thoughts are. You know, am I a pre-trib, mid-trib, post-trib? And hopefully I can articulate my thoughts. And this is all based on the book of Revelation. I try to read the book in its entirety each day. It takes about an hour to read, maybe a little bit less, 22 chapters. So here's some of my thoughts. I was unable to find anything in Revelation that talks about the rapture. People being snatched out before anything bad happens. Haven't been able to find it. If you can find it, let me know in the comments. I know people will probably quote Thessalonians and a few other scripture verses, Matthew, John, talking about when Jesus is mentioning the end times, what it'll look like and all this kind of stuff. So there isn't really a clear description where basically really anywhere in the Bible that talks about people being snatched up as a group just before things get really bad. So in Revelation talks about I'm trying to think which chapter. Basically John is being asked by an elder because there were 144,000 people that had their name written on their forehead. They're basically sealed. They're virgins. They haven't done anything bad. They've never had a deceitful thought come out of their mouth, anything like that. Not married, all that kind of stuff. And John came upon all these just endless multitude of people. And they were all in white robes, and one of the elders turns to John and says, who do you think these people are? And John says to them, you know who they are. Basically, like, you tell me. And the elder said, these are the people that have come out of the tribulation. And when you look at the tribulation in Revelation, talks about all kinds of stuff happening in the world. Like all kinds. Pestilence, violence, people killing each other, corruption, all kinds of stuff, earthquakes, disease, drought, all kinds of stuff. And in Revelation, there's a common theme. It's basically, to the Christians, it's be patient, have faith to the end, all this kind of stuff. And even when Jesus tells John about the 7 churches at the beginning, I think those 7 churches are basically how we are to conduct ourselves every single day, and basically be on alert, be ready for us basically going through the tribulation, if you will, and being able to present ourselves to Christ in the end. And I don't believe that means being violent against anyone, going after people, all this kind of stuff, judging people, whatever. That's not really our place. Our place is to basically witness to people, share them that there is, everybody at the end of the day is held accountable. There will be one day where we're going to be held accountable for everything that we've done. And one of the ways to jump over that hoop, other than being perfect, is to believe in Jesus Christ. Believe that he died and he rose again, and that he lives forever. So that's what you have to believe as a Christian. And then in the Bible, in Revelation, talks about there's going to come a time where after the Antichrist rises, that anybody that dies because they don't take a mark or the name of the beast, or bows down to worship the beast or the image of the beast, will either be killed in some form. Some people think it's capital punishment. I'm leaning towards that way. It's either beheadings or something like that. And those people that do not take the mark of the beast they will be basically having supper with Jesus for 1,000 years. There's no other way to say it. So they will be part of the, I guess it would be after the first death. They'd be the first resurrection, if you will. They basically, all those that do not take the mark of the beast will end up reigning with Christ for 1,000 years, because the devil has to be bound up for 1,000 years and then released after that. And then the ones that come out of the tribulation before that are basically anybody that dies during the tribulation, dies for their faith and all that, and the rest of the people are asleep. So people that died 500 years ago, 1,000 years ago, are still asleep, and they will be raised at the end of the time, when everyone's going to be judged, great and small, everyone, every nation, everybody's going to get judged. And that's when Jesus is going to flip open the book to see if their name is written in the Lamb's book of life. So I know that's a lot of stuff, but again and again and again in tribulation, it tells us believers to be patient through the tribulation, and no matter what happens to us, because in the end we'll end up reigning with Christ forever and ever here on earth. A new heaven, new earth is created, where you won't need the sun, you won't need the moon, nothing like that. You just basically will be able to also partake of the tree of life as well, and I can go into more detail on that, but that's my humble opinion. Again, I don't believe we're all going to get snatched where we're in an airplane and one person disappears and goes to heaven, and then the other guy has to fight the plane and try and make sure it lands safely because he's not a Christian. I don't believe that. In fact, I almost believe the opposite, where there's going to be things happening to people that don't believe, and they're going to worship the beast. They're going to think he's the Messiah. They're going to think he's the Christ and all this kind of stuff, and they're going to end up being punished in the craziest ways. So that's my humble opinion. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you think. Feel free to comment as well. See you later.